guys, Father Time. Welcome to Princess Juliana Airport in St. Martin in the Caribbean Islands. We are going to fly the newest of the FSI panel profiles from St. Martin to Paris with a major malfunction that warrants a return. Don't know how long it's going to last. We'll have to take a look at it. It will be time-stamped. Let's go inside and we're going to get started. I've loaded up the preset weather into the box. Using the FSI panel. I've done the lesson plan and reviewed that. Here's the lesson plan for flight 499, Air France flight, and it tells you what to expect. You should be at A2. I have the weather pack, preset weather that I've activated. It's 10 in the morning. Here's the clearance we can expect. The weather everywhere. You can see it's very nice. It's warm. Look at that, 34 degrees Celsius. What is that? So you go 2 times. That is 68, and you add 32. 68, that's 100 minus 10%. So yeah, it's about 96 degrees. Man, that's very unusual for the Caribbean to be that warm. Usually it's down the most around 86 or so. That's very unusual. Here's the clearance. We're going to expect to be at gate A2. It's directed nose to the left, taxi on out. We can either go Bravo or Charlie. I got to go Bravo. I got to show you guys the end of the runway, which is really cool. This tells you what to do. It's going to be a hydraulic issue. Come back. They want you either in St. Martin or Guadeloupe. Antigua's closed for some reason. San Juan's out there. That's not that far away. That's got a nice runway and good maintenance. But Air France flies into Guadeloupe with an 11,000-foot runway. St. Martin with a 7,000. So that's a spoiler alert. Talk about we're going to do manual gear extension, fuel jettison, alternate flap extension. We're going to declare emergency. We're going to do some holding. Land with flaps 20, all sorts of cool stuff on this profile. I've written down the frequencies. I've made my sheet. I always do. Those of you guys who follow me know I do this on all the, I do a lesson plan. So I put some effort into this before I ever do it. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, commenting, that would help a lot. Here's our flight plan. Our route of flight is going to take us on a departure, big right-hand turn, and then finally head up to the northeast, be with San Juan, where we'll probably lose some hydraulic fluid. And we're going to stay south of the tracks. Here's the North Atlantic tracks up here. So we'll coast out. We'll talk more about all that stuff. There's our PDF ready to roll as well. And on our way to Paris, and we've reviewed the lesson. All right, let's go in here, and we'll take a look outside. There we are. I want to show you something that's really cool, because this is one of the blessed few that has full FSI panel coverage. Open it up. Here it comes. And what does that mean? It's you either get the Mad Dog has it, you got runway 10 at St. Martin, that's good, and you got the 777, that's all good. All these up here, Mad Dog, PMDG, 777, and 73, fly-by-wire, any builds in Phoenix, all have full coverage. We'll load the mode control panel, glare shield control panel, whatever your aircraft calls it, and the box, pre-flight, get you ready to go. It's real cool. These are in beta right now, my beloved MD-11, which I'll do another video on here shortly. I worked on there as a quality assurance pilot. Of course, I retired off this exactly 11 months ago. Today is August 6th, 2024, 6 in the morning here, so my mouth is just waking up. But anyway, I came into Scenario Manager. I've got my push-to-talk set to go, ATC and voice. I want to select the button here, push-to-talk, hostage stick, click on what I want. Number 1, that's good, and that's that's the wrong one. That's why I want to do this one. Select the button, hostage stick, this button, number 2, button number 2. Voice and text we can all read together, and I've already downloaded the scenario. Open the Scenario Manager. I just want to show you what I did. I showed I did Air France. I did the lesson plan. I downloaded the sim brief plan. Made that match everything that I learned up there. Starting position, remember that. I downloaded the scenario for the weather. There's no YouTube tutorial on this right now for the 777. So if I do a really good one, maybe I'll get to be that guy. JP does that for you. Training scenarios, we're already here. Let's get started. I want to show you guys this. You're going to get a big kick out of this. Start training. Unable? Yeah, sure you can. Oh, I know what we have to do. Hang on a second. All right, so if you get that, that's a real good lesson. Let me show you what you do. Come in here, and if you get that message, come up here, in FSI panel, make sure that opens up. Connect it. It doesn't happen very often. It usually is connected. In this case today, it was not. Training scenarios. Now it should work good. Here we go. All right, now this is real cool. Connected to FSI panel, downloading scenario pack. Watch this. JP's the guy that runs this guy. He's a captain for Middle East Airline. He's an instructor on the line. He's been a simulator instructor. He's developed this program where you can do multiple patterns, take snapshots, put yourself wherever you want, so you can do multiple landings. He's even now done these scenarios. That's his newest thing the last year or so for Microsoft Flight Simulator, where he's really been cranking out scenarios where malfunctions like we're going to have today, engine failures, holding, diversions, medical emergencies, choose your approaches, landing overweight, all sorts of cool things. There you go. It's updated, and if you take a look around, I'm going to acknowledge that, and it tells me ATIS is 2345. He's even set up the mode control panel and got everything pretty much ready to go for us in the box. But let's not trust JP. Let's come over here and just get our box set up. Take a look what he's got here. Okay, we always start off with index, ident, which is the database. It changes over in a couple of days, but right now it's August 6th for my Navigraph subscription, TNCM. Yeah, so guys, if you go and Google St. Martin approaches and landings and watch that, this is the place they come in over the beaches. It's really cool. People stand there while you taxi and get blown away on the beach. Crazy, crazy. So here we go. Not there's anything wrong with being crazy, right? We're woke here. Not really. So we got a St. Martin to Charles de Gaulle. He's got the SIDs and stars in there. He's got everything set up. Does he have the takeoff ready? Yeah, he's got the takeoff all set for us to go. So we're ready to go. All we really need to do is come down here, check the ATIS. Oh, let me check the overhead
Wind
first.
060 degrees at 15 knots.
Yeah, looks
Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud few 5,000 feet. Temperature 34. Dew point 18. Altimeter 3027. Transition level flight level 60. Wide-body aircraft expect to enter and exit apron via Charlie. Acknowledge received Juliana Airport information Papa on first contact.
Alright, it's Papa. Transition level 60. Transition altitude in the climb out is 5. We're back to guard over here. This is clearance, and that's tower. So he's got to set up. We just have to get our clearance. We've got to go to do the checklist here before we call anyone. Flight deck door. That was easy. Hope you didn't throw up. There we go. Man, I love this airplane. It's closed and locked. Passenger signs. Let's go to the overhead. See how you can get right into it here. It's so cool. Right there. MCP radios. MCP up here. So we've got a 096 runway heading. Flight level 60. 5,000 is our transition. V2 is 172. Altimeter is 3027 according to the ATIS. So MCP is set. We'll take a look at that when we get our clearance. Takeoff speeds are all set. And we get the V2 up here on the mode control panel. CDU pre-flight is completed. Trim, we need 4.25. We'll set that after closeout. Taxi takeoff brief. Let's take a look. Okay, here we are. We'll take a look real quick at our taxi takeoff. Taxi, we just talked about it. They said wide-body aircraft expect to exit out of Charlie. So that's a little trickier, but expect to exit out of Charlie. We come down here, 10-9. I was in here playing with it. If that's the case, we've always gone Bravo. I would rather go Bravo. That's crazy to backtrack, but I guess we could. In which case, we're going to have to go nose to the right if they're going to go out Charlie instead of nose to the left. Huh. Yeah, that's tricky. So here we are at A2. If we go nose to the left, we can go out Bravo. What he told us wide bodies expect to exit on Charlie. In the past, we've always gone down Bravo around here. This is where the people are on the beach. That's the Mahu Hotel, where I used to stay. This is a little restaurant at the end where we have dinner and watch KLM 747s come over the blast fence, and people in their bathing suits getting rolled over into the ocean. People have actually been killed, many injured, standing there for this. You'll see when we taxi out what's going on. But I tell you what, I would like to go out Bravo, so I'm going to actually go nose to the left. I would prefer not to go in Charlie and backtrack. Actually, if I go nose to the right, I can go Charlie, then we can turn around in the turn pad here. All right, we'll go nose to the right. All right, sorry about that. I kind of had to think that one through. We have the Juliana departure, Manolo transition, and it's basically 5,000 transition altitude, as I mentioned. Airport elevation is 14. Intercept track PGM 166 and cross 10 miles from PGM at or above 4. There's a 166 at or above 4, 10 miles. And it's a right-hand turn, guys. Let me just show you the Princess Juliana, some of the cool things here. So here's the overview. There's the airport. You come in and land. So we're taking off into these mountains. We're not into them, but on runway 10, big right-hand turn out the 166 out this way, and eventually on out towards Manolo. There's some read about the weather, both ends. Nothing much to look at there. Prevailing winds. Runway 10. That's what it looks like going to runway. Here's right. I'm going to 28. Ready? Yikes. So we don't do that. So we land on 10, or we don't land at St. Martin. We can maybe go over to San Juan or Guadalupe. Anyway, that's it. And we'll. That's what our plan is. So it'll be LNAV and NAV. Let me go back to the charts. Taxi. Put this up just in case we get disoriented. So we'll try going nose to the right. Okay, and that will try to get us out Charlie. See how that works out. Okay, and here we go. Let's get our clearance. I think we did pretty much everything on the box there. Taxi takeoff brief. Let's not do that just yet. Juliana clearance, Air France 499 at gate Alpha 2. Information, Papa. Request clearance to Charles de Gaulle.
Air France 499er delivery. Good morning. You're clear to Paris Charles de Gaulle as 5. Juliana 2 departure. Climb and maintain flight level 60 and squawk 2232.
Okay, Air France 499 cleared to Paris as filed. Juliana 2 departure. Climb to flight level 60. Squawk 2232.
Air France 499er readback is correct. For push and start, contact Tower 118.7. Have a nice flight.
Okay, push and start 18.7. Have a great day for Air France 499. All right, so 18.7, we'll put that in here. I'm going to do the checklist via the automated stuff that JP has arranged for us before start flow. But you'll notice that the transponder is going to come out of TAR right here. And it made a liar out of me. It stayed in TARA. And what they did, that before start flow, guys, what it did is it turned on all the hydraulic pumps, the 6 electric pumps. It turned on the fuel pumps. It turned on the beacon nav lights. That's what it did for me. And the TCAS did go off. See that? So that should be on. They usually like that in the US to be on for taxi. All right, real good. And we're at 18.7. Juliana ground. Air France 499 heavy. Like to push back and start engines with Papa.
Air France 499er tower. Hello. Push and start approved facing west.
Push and start approved facing west for Air France 499. All right, that doesn't give us a choice, guys. We got to go nose to the left. So we're going to go here, GSX, and I'll get the pushback started. Okay, let's go outside, take a flight. Little time flying around here with the drone. While they get us ready. Here they come. I don't believe I have the terminal.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for
No, I
pushback.
don't. Brings back a lot of memories. We're not quite ready for the pushback in this beautiful area here. So St. Martin, we're going to go and taxi down here. That is the Mahu Mahu Hotel right there. Right there. We used to stay there. That's the restaurant I was telling you about. Sit there and you watch the aircraft land. This is the blast fence. This is the beach where they come right over the fence. Many videos, people getting blown over there, standing in their bathing suits right here. So they wave when you taxi out. Come taxiing. They're sitting at this blast fence here. Right there. Holding on. And they got, whoa! Rolled back into the water. Anyway, you'll see that. I wish they could simulate that, but so all the layovers that I had in St. Martin on the 7.5 and the Airbus, I never once went out to get sandblasted and blown into the water by a KLM 747. It's like a headwind. Pretty cool, huh? So there's our takeoff. We're going to go up. Big right-hand turn. Intercept the 166 outbound. If we got to come back, if we lose an engine, maybe we'll go over to Guadeloupe. That's a Air France base, and that might be a little bit better. So we're going to push back, nose to the left. See, Charlie's way back here, so don't think we're going to be able to go out that way. They wanted us to face to the west, which is left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, clear to start. The overhead. I'm going to let Bob start. We'll take a look around, you and I, and we'll enjoy the view. Let's get a little higher up here. Here we go. So left engine first. Bobby boy, you got this thing, my friend. We're going to do this. Let you do the start, because the guys and I are going to go outside and take a look at the pushback. There you go. What's that? Probably a road 22, something like that. This Charlie, I don't know. Let's see how far back they get us. In order to get out Charlie, they're going to have to kind of hump. I guess we could make the turn and go out that if they really want us to. I'd rather go out Bravo right there. Whoa. I don't know why they're stopping us this way. We'll ask for Bravo. Although we could still do a 180 and head out this way. Still want to heat the brakes up. I'm just curious how far they're going to go here. Let's go in here. Number one is started. Go to the overhead. Start the other side. Let Bob handle that. You and I going outside. The world's longest pushback. I think that's good. Maybe they're going to pull us forward.
Please set parking brakes.
All right, well.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
How we do, Bob? Sorry, I was negligent. I'm making a video over here. All right, let me go up here.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
All right, 2 good starts. We usually don't lower the flaps, touch anything until they're disconnected, guys. Parking brake, so we can go to the overhead and turn off the APU. Should be Bob's after start flow. Probably is one right here. After start flow. Turn off the APU. No, anti-ice is not required. I think it's probably going to lower the flaps for us. There it goes. They even put us on the config page for our thing. We'll assume that they're disconnected. We're just going to do just to save a little time here.
Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Checking the flight controls.
Left is clear, right is clear.
It looks good. Waiting for them to pop out front. Checklist. Before taxi, anti-ice off. Recall is this little button right there. Make sure there's nothing over here. Any messages that were hidden. Recall, flight controls check. And ground equipment, we'll wait for them in the, there they go out there. We usually keep this, as you know, blank, in case, so just when things might pop up, it shows up. Just another way to remind you that's a technique. I don't necessarily agree with it. That's what we always did. There you go. Taxi light on. Flash them. Have a good trip. Yep, you too. And so our next checklist that we would do automatically would be the lineup flow. So the rest is up to us. All right, clear left, clear right. Tower, 18.7. I have a salute. Juliana Tower, Air France 499 heavy taxi.
Roger, Air France 499er. Hold position, I'll call you back in a few seconds.
We'll hold. Air France 499. Holding position. Yeah, guys, only 6 in the morning here, so still have my coffee. Voice is waking up. People tell me I sound like Bob Ross, the painter. Other people said I sound like Donald Trump. You know, here we go.
Air France 499er, are you able to exit the apron via Charlie on your left?
Want to try it, guys? Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it.
Roger, thank you, Air France 499er. Turn left on Charlie and hold short of runway.
Left on Charlie, short of runway, Air France 499. I don't usually spin around like the Exorcist to do this, guys, but there we go. Very seldom used technique. So we're going to do a big left-hand turn out Charlie. We'll roll forward and then just crank it on around. Don't know what's going on with that. Here we go. Let's have a little fun. Yeah, usually we went down Bravo on the Airbus or 7.5. I never brought a 7.6 in here. Never brought an MD-11. Never brought a 777 in here. But I sure did bring in a lot of 7.5. There's our hotel right there. Mahu Mahu. This ramp, I think this is Charlie right behind us. Right over here. Yeah. That's Charlie. That was easy. Gotta watch out. I didn't touch the brakes there. We were able to spin around pretty easily. This PMDG airplane taxi is real nice. Nose gear
Air
is right
France
where the
499er via Charlie, enter and backtrack runway 10 and report ready for departure.
Via Charlie, clear to backtrack on 10. We'll call ready for departure, Air France 499. All right, so we clear left and right. I don't know who'd be coming from the left, maybe a small airplane. And right, let's go down and blow off some people off the beach here. All right, so clear. We got a closeout. We check our weights, winds, and temperatures. Oh, look at a cruise ship out there, nice. Our weights are below plan, and we're doing a flex power takeoff. Believe it or not, 39 with a temperature out there of 34, so we're close to max. But we want to make sure that we're below 39 on our temperature on the flex power. If we're doing max, anything above 34, we need new numbers. Weights, winds. We want to make sure we have a headwind. If we have a tailwind, we have to start subtracting. So it's usually about 1,300 pounds per knot. 10 knot tailwind, 13,000 off one-way limited. Might get a little tight on this long flight to Paris. Weights, winds, and temperature. If we're above if we were doing a max power takeoff, which we're not, we'd have to check our weight below our planned takeoff weight. Otherwise, we need new numbers. But here we're assumed, so we have 3,000 pounds to play with on a flex power. Yeah, there's the restaurant. We would sit there, have dinner, watch the airplanes land. So the south side of St. Martin is Dutch, and the north side is French. Kind of two different feels to the island. Not that that matters, but it's kind of cool to know. We'll use the turn pad down here. So people lined up at this fence right there, like I showed you before. Weights, winds, and temperatures check. So we're on the runway. Anytime I'm on the runway, I'm going to go ahead and do a lineup flow. I want all my lights on because we're not waiting for anyone. There we go. And strobe. I'll put the wings on, everything. Light ourselves up. Strobes are on because no one's going to use this runway anyway here. And I want anyone coming in here to see me lit up like a Christmas tree. That's turn pad down there. That's the restaurant. That's our hotel over there. Not that you care, but it's just, yeah, go to YouTube and Google it. It's pretty funny. You will see people rolling into the ocean, and people have been killed. There's a little wall, a curb for the road that's right there. So if they line up on that fence, and there's all signs not to do it, but they don't. To the best of my knowledge, they don't patrol it. All right, so takeoff's done. Got to just set the stab trim a little bit. 4.25 set. They are all lined up there. Yeah, KLM flew 7.4s in here for years. Amazing to watch that come over that crash fence there. Blast fence, not crash fence, blast fence. Comes our runway, big turn. There's our people, everyone waves. Gonna put the number 2 engine up for this turn. Little tap on the inside brake. This should work out nicely. A little bit crooked. Let's straighten it out. Air France 499. It's ready for takeoff.
Air France 4990, runway 10, wind 07016 knots. You're cleared for takeoff. Passing 3,000 feet, contact the radar 128.95.
Airspeed's
Set for
alive.
takeoff, runway 10, passing 3,000, radar 2895, Air France 499. 3,000
8
feet,
knots.
contact, 5,000 transition. That checks.
V1.
Rotate.
There we go.
V2.
Fly this beautiful airplane up.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up, please. All right. Look how nicely that flies. Here comes a turn. Autopilot's on so we can get some of this stuff done. 1,500 climb powers coming in. There it is. Slower in the nose. Flaps 1. Coming up on 3,000. All kind of happened at once here, guys. Approaching flaps 1, flaps up. Approaching 3,000. You can see we're tracking the 166 outbound. I'm going to go to the overhead and turn up these lights just a bit. See, it's a little dark with the master bright. That's better. Air France 499s out of 3,000 for flight level 60.
Hello Air France 4990, you're identified. Climb flight level 150 and passing 4,000 feet. Left turn at direct. Model is approved.
Air France 499, climbed to flight level 150 and passing 4,000 feet, left some monologue. Approved, Air France 499. All right, there's 4,000 guys. 1.5 set, 1.5's in there. We're going to come in here down to the box. Direct, legs, monologue, How does that look? Looks good. Execute. And LNAV. All right, let's do the after takeoff check. After takeoff items. Let's turn off the auto brakes. And that's pretty much it. Spoilers already disarmed. All right, there's that. We're out of 6, or out of 5, so let's go standard. 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 Checklist complete. You want to adjust your individual rheostats. Use this over here for the inboard and outboard. Otherwise, if it's on the white dot, then the master will control it up above like we use. Checklist. After takeoff checklist is complete. And blanket technique. And let's bring that heading all the way around. Even though we're flying it nav, keep the heading caged up. Just in case they give us any vectors. Nice. We're out of here. Going direct to Monolo. Here comes 10. That's our next checkpoint, right? We're going to get our lights off. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wings off. Strobes are left on. And the checklist complete. We can ding the flight attendants. Leave the electronics in auto. And we're accelerating on our way to Paris. Present time is 14:29. We're landing at 21:46. So that's 7 hours and 27 minutes or so. 7 hours and 17. 14:30. 21. 7:17. That's a little bit early. It looks good. Get these people home or on vacation.
Air France 4990, contact San Juan 11815. Bye bye.
1815. Bye bye. Air France 499. The Universal. Bye bye. Looking for 1815. There it is. San Juan. Air France 499's out of flight level 120 or flight level 150.
Air France 4990, San Juan radar low, you're identified. Climb flight level 270.
Hello, up to flight level 270 for Air France 499. My last name is Richard, like Richard. That's what we asked for, right? I should be able to speak French. I took French in college, really. Took Latin in high school, but unfortunately, I walked into a store in Paris with my wife. And I said au revoir instead of bonjour, and of course the person there laughed and said hello. In other words, please don't butcher my language. All right, so there's Manolo. Let me tell you, so we do timing and fuel fixes at each fix. So you can see here, Manolo, we're going to be there at 33. So we would have a fuel log, which I don't have. And we go in here, Manolo. We took off with 151.7. That's our release. And Manolo, we should have burned at 8.1 right there. So what is that? 151.7, 8.1, 153.6, 143.6 at Manolo is what we should have. 141.6, and we got 142.6, so 42.6, so public math, right? We would check fuel. Now, I'm gonna do something. We did the lesson plan together, guys, right? We saw that JP had planned for us is some hydraulic malfunction. I just want to check something, because some guys at every fuel fix, they don't just do fuel and time, they also do a thing called HEFO. And we would fly in the Air Force, on the side of our helmet, we would go, one is, we call HEFO, hydraulics, electrics, fuel, oxygen, engine. HEFOE. So hydraulics would be one. So some guys do a HEFO check. They check hydraulics, as well as the time and the fuel, right? And hydraulics. And what do we got here? You can see that it's supposed to be up around 1.0 and we're 0.7. So we do have a hydraulic leak. That guy might have caught it. I'm going to be honest, I didn't do that. So therefore, I might not have caught it. It's going down rather slowly. How long until we get it? If I saw this right now, and it's like going down like that, I'd immediately go back to Guadalupe. I would. But I wouldn't have caught it because I didn't do that HEFO check like some guys did. So they would do like this. They would go hydraulics, check it, electrics. And the reason they do it is because you can catch things in progress. Electrics look good. Hydraulics, electrics, fuel. Not only they check the fuel, they check the balance. You can see 6.3 in the center, total fuel. Check it against, should have been 41.6 at Manolo, and we had, we're pretty close to on fuel. Hydraulic, electric, fuel, oxygen, which means air.
Air France
Check
4909er,
Check the
climb
temperatures.
flight level 2900, expect flight level 350 after position Obiki.
Air France 499 to climb to 290, we'll expect 35 after Obiki. 290 set, that's what we asked for, that's what we got. So yeah, what they would use the air page for is to make sure that it was comfortable temperatures, trying to stay ahead of that. And the last thing to do is engine, and on the 777, that's engine right there, checking the engine instruments, looking for vibration in particular, any oil temperature, oil quantity coming down, slow leak on the oil, slow leak on the hydraulic, slow and balance being formed, slowly the air's temperature's getting away from you back there. So that's what we do. And you can also go out on the 777, go to stat, check the hydraulics and oxygen. So they're looking for trends. Wow, 0.66. So we are losing the fluid. We're going to pretend we didn't notice, but that guy, and I would suggest it, if you're flying across the pond, HEFO, hydraulics or electric, fuel, oxygen, engine. Check it at every waypoint. If you're going to bother checking the fuel and the time, you might as well come up here and look for trends, right? Hydraulics. Oh, there it is. Go back to Guadalupe. Electrics. Looking for anything. Fuel. Looking for trends and balances maybe forming. Maybe they're burning the left main instead of the center. Oxygen is there. Looking for temperatures. Try to stay ahead of that. Maybe it's getting warm. Maybe you left the APU on. Maybe duct pressure's dropping. Maybe, hey, if zone B is getting warm. And then last thing is engine. That's obvious. Looking for anything there. And I go to stat page as well. Check the hydraulics. Oh, there it is. Go down to 0.62. So you can see that normally you're 0.96. I did come in, if you're going to do this, PMDG setup, aircraft, failures. I tried this yesterday. Active is 2. You want to make sure, there it is, hydraulic leak. That JP put that in there. You want to make sure that you are ready to accept it. So we have an active hydraulic leak. So that's not the best immersion. You guys who fly with me all the time know I'm not an immersion guy. I'm more of an instructor. Somewhere in here, you'll get a tidbit or two because of all my extensive aviation. I have 21,000 hours, 36 years as an airline pilot, 7 years in the Air Force. It counts for something. So somewhere in here, you'll see what I'm thinking as I do things. But what I'm going to do, a lot of times, it's not going to play like a feature-length movie. On occasion, it does. I'm basically just instructing. That's what my calling is in retirement, and that's what I'm doing. And you can see JP has set that up. There it is. Kind of cool. So we know that's what we have. And you can see it's coming down rapidly. Yesterday, I didn't enable all the leaks. I'll have to show you that path. I was talking to JP about that. But it was going the way path that I just took, making sure you have it enabled to have multiple. What is this? Packs. What is that? Pack flow. Right pack, left pack. What do you mean? Pack flow. Packs are auto. Oh, it disappeared. That was weird, wasn't it? All right, coming up on a 28 for 29, but we're going to pretend we're not as diligent doing our HEFO checks as everyone else, and we're going to be caught by total surprise. Right now, the FB has gone back on their brake. They gave us a fuel log. They talked about our arrival time. They set up the brakes, and they went back and started their brakes. On the 300, we have a condo up here where there's 2 seats and 2 bunks. Sometimes we have 4 pilots on long flights like JFK, Tel Aviv, or New Delhi, or Doha. There's 28 for 29. We put in our delay codes. We go to the box. We check our VNAV. Make sure we're doing the Mach that we want to do. North Atlantic clearances, it's whatever you got on the ground plus Mach and altitude. If you're going over Gander or coming out westbound over Shanwick, you need a full clearance. But here, you get your clearance with ATC right at the gate, and it's just Mach and airspeed and altitude, and then you're cleared as filed when you're not operating on the tracks going out with, like out of New York. RBSM, I tend to put 0 in here. I want it to be worst case, not to compute that we're going to climb on up, but to instead be say, what if we get stuck at 35? That way I get a realistic fuel burn stuck here. All right, we'll make a PA to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Richard. Welcome aboard. Estimating landing in Paris in about 7 hours and 10 minutes. Should be at the gate about 15 minutes early. The weather in Paris presently 72 degrees, which is 27 degrees. I'm sorry, 23 degrees, 22 degrees Celsius. Winds are out of the west at 15 miles per hour. And right now it's raining, but by the time we arrive, it's probably going to be up around 74 degrees and clear skies. So all good news. I'm going to turn off the seatbelt sign. With the seatbelt sign, you are free to move about the cabin. We do require that while it's seats, you keep your seatbelts fastened securely about you. Please leave use the lavatories assigned to your portion of the cabin. Do not transfer between cabins. That is for security reasons. And do not congregate near the galley or the cockpit door. With those formalities out of the way, once again, welcome aboard. And then the speaker does that in French. So cruise checklist, there isn't one, but we did have one. They put in delay codes, check your performance, check your top of climb fuel, and everything. Now, remember my guy over here? He would be checking his HEFO check. First thing we do is go hydraulics, right? And he'd say, oh, we got that, and we'd head back. Well, we're going to pretend we're surprised here. Hydraulics, electric. Fuel. Right there. Air. Make sure we get all good here. And the last thing is engines. Particularly look for vibration, anything that might be a trend. Oil quantity decreasing. Sometimes they leave a cap off out there and it's slowly decreasing. You'd also go back to the land at St. Martin of Guadalupe. Probably Guadalupe. And the last thing, we check stat. And we check here, oxygen's good. Oh my goodness. You can see the hydraulics slowly coming down. Very cool. I know that destroys the immersion. Let's take a look outside, have a little fun. Before it gets crazy. Get our drone righted. Got my Xbox controller. See the hydraulic fluid? Not yet. People's view. What could go wrong? They think they're on the way to Paris. Looking forward to the croissant, little espresso by the sidewalks, cafe au lait, maybe a little latte. And not us. We're busy here. Fuel low center. Anytime you see that, you turn off the pumps. Let's go to the overhead. Turn off the center pumps. If you see fuel in center, you turn them on. Fuel low center, you turn them off. Now we're burning mains. Now we know something's coming, right? But our next fuel fix is up here, Obiki. They said we can expect our climb at Obiki in 9 miles, which is about, we're doing 8 miles a minute, so a minute 15 or so. And I would guess we're going to get our little message here shortly as the hydraulics. Oh, fuel low, hydraulic low, still no message. Kind of curious. That definitely, I would think, would trigger a message, but we're not going to worry about it. We're going to pretend we don't. There it is. Hey, my aircraft. Hydraulic quantity low. We say, oh my goodness. Check the page. Come on, Captain. Oh, we got hydraulic low. My aircraft. Let's go back to divert back. Hydraulic low message. Checklist. Hydraulic quantity low, center. The center tank hydraulic quantity is low. Nose wheel steering may be slow. Excessive force on nose wheel and invert. Okay, checklist complete. That was an easy one, right? That's all there is to that checklist, guys. San Juan, pan. It's Air France 499.
Roger, Air France 4990, pan is acknowledged. Maintain flight level 290 and turn right heading 170 to remain in my airspace.
Okay, Air France 499, roger. Turn right heading 170, maintain flight level 290. We'd like to divert to Guadalupe, sir. And he would tell us okay. Here we are, auto in the bank. So, the most important thing is, guys, that somebody is always flying the airplane. That's why the first thing I said was my aircraft. Because what happens is you're both looking, sort of like the Florida Everglades a long time ago. Everyone's working the problem, no one's flying the airplane. But we are. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to divert. And I'm going to go to the box. Not going to worry about telling anyone just yet. I'm going to go to route. You can look at your alternates if you want. That's Guadalupe. That's St. Martin. That's Antigua, which is closed. That's St. Kitts. We're not going to go there. So the two...
Air France 490, winnable, say intention. San Martin, we can have a head and be air nav approach runway 10. Or another option is Guadalupe. Dumbo, Foxtrot, Romeo, ILS 12.
All right, stand by, sir. So guys, what we do here is we go to airports. This is Point of Pizza. You can see St. Martin is a 7,000 foot runway with mountains. Guadalupe has a 10,000 foot runway. We're not in a big hurry, right? We can land with hydraulics messed up. There it is, Guadalupe.
Air France 490, winnable, say intention. San Martin, we can have a head and be air nav approach runway 10. Or another option is Guadalupe. Dumbo, Foxtrot, Romeo, ILS 12.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. Air France 499. So we'd like Guadalupe, Tango, Fox, Romeo, ILS 12.
Roger, Air France 490, can you please say if you're on board?
Air France 499 has 136,000 pounds of fuel on board, about 8 hours and 45 minutes.
Air France 490, please confirm your diversion airport.
Okay, guys, press number 2. At Guadalupe for Air France 499. All right, guys.
Roger, Air France 490. In that case, turn right direct to Pointe-à-Pitre VOR. This is Papa Romeo.
Direct Papa Romeo. or Air France 499. And there you go, guys. Up here, execute LNAV. Got about 184 miles to go. We're pretty heavy, so let's go to the overhead. And let's dump some fuel. I'm gonna arm it. Get this fuel going down. We can land overweight. We'll start it going. It's going to come out in about. Now you can take a look down here. Yeah, we're gonna lose all the hydraulics. So fuel. You can monitor the dump here. There it is. 2 remain. 115. So 115. Jettison time only about 5 minutes, which is good. And it's dumping. To remain 115 gets down a little max landing weight. You could come up if you wanted. And to remain, you could decrease it. It's kind of tricky. How am I going to do this? To remain 115.7 max landing weight. That's the max landing weight. That's good enough. See, 115.7. That's all we want to go to. And we tell him we're dumping fuel. He doesn't care. All right, guys, we're going to Guadalupe. Let's go in the box. You notice I'm not in a giant hurry. It really isn't that big a rush. We're going to go here. Previous page. See how that was on page 2? You're going to go previous page. TNCM. All you got to do is put LFFR. LFFR. And execute it. As you can see, it's got everything in here, but we can go departure, arrival. He said ILS to, no, that's not what we wanted. We wanted TFFR. Did I put in the wrong TFFR? Oh, I put in LFFR. It's a humbling thing. TFFR. There we go. Now we're good to go. Departure, arrival, index, arrival. He said ILS 012, ridden here. And I'm going to go to the
Air
left.
France 4909, fuel dumping is approved if needed, and runway news 12 in Le Raisin.
Runway 12, and then we're dumping Air France 499. All right, there's ridden, guys. I'm going to go all the way to the top. Put that in here. All right, that's the approach. We're dumping. Yeah, so we could dump a little more if you wanted. We're going down to 115, only 2 minutes to go. So, you know, it's dumping around 4,000 pounds per minute. And that's just bringing us down to max landing weight. Yeah, if you wanted to, obviously, you can go up to the overhead and you could dump a little more. Fuel remaining, decrease. Maybe it's not. We hold it like that. Yeah, there it goes down. Can you guys see that? Now that to remain, manual 139. Ah, went the wrong way. To remain. There it is, 109. Do we even a little more? Terrain. Obviously, you'd be able to look down in real life. Good enough. 106. That's good. 115 was max landing weight, so we're good there. All right, so the checklist is complete so far. Now, what you're going to run into here, I did bring that down from 115 to 106. That gets us well below our max landing weight. But why would we do that? This overhead, we're gonna have to defuel this thing anyway. I really wish there was a way. You guys can't see it, but view auto jettison. Okay. It's manual. There's got to be a way here. I'm trying to show you guys. There we go. 2 remain. It's going down very slowly. You can see that down there. There we go. That's better. I'll bring it down and we'll dump it down to like 80,000 pounds. We're only 134 miles out. Very slow. I've never done this in a real airplane. So 115 was max landing weight, so we'll just bring it down 80 or 90,000. So we have plenty of fuel so we can think clearly, but we're well below our max landing weight. Keep our brakes nice and cool. Not that we're going anywhere, but got a nice long runway too. But we are going to be flaps 20. All right, there we go. Enough of that nonsense, because now we got checklists to run up here. We're going to turn off the nozzles. Turn on the nozzles, I'm sorry. And I'm going to come down to the box. And I'm going to come over to this checklist. Now, there's a lot of checklists here. Auto speed brake, that's just the symptom spoilers. It's hydraulic pressure C. That's the one we want. Hydraulic pressure C. The center hydraulic system pressure is low. Yep. Objective, to restore system pressure and configure for landing using alternate systems if needed. C1 or C2 air demand pump, select on. It should be on. C1 or C2, we'll just go C1. So C1 or C2 electric demand pump is on. On. Hydraulic C pressure blanks. Nope. No, it did not. Electric C2 electric primary pump switch off. C2 electric primary pump switch off. C2 air switch. I should have done this, guys. Put them all back on. No. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off. Sorry about that. It's embarrassing. C2 air demand pump switch. Alright, there we go. Turn one of them, either one off. Give it a second. Now we're talking. Check the message. No, it's not. So we're saying same thing. That's embarrassing. C2 electric pump switch off. C2 electric pump switch off. Off. C1 and C2 air demand pump switches.
Yeah, friends, 4909er, contact now at Parco Center, 123.7. Bye-bye.
123.7, bye-bye. Thanks for your help. Air France 499. All right, we'll gradually get our way through there. 123.7. Piarco, Air France 499 is at flight level 290.
Air France 4990, Pinnacle Center. Hello, continue through Pointe-à-Pic VOR, and when ready, descend flight level 130.
Okay, when ready, down to flight level 120, direct to Papa Romeo for Air France 499. All right, so we got the C2 electric primary pumps off, C1 air demand pump switches are off. C2 electric pump switch are off, and air demand switches. The number 2 electric and both air demand switches are off. Ground proximity flaps override to override. Override, it's because we're going to be using flaps 20. Don't worry about descending right now. Inhibited checklist, auto speed, no, inoperative items, primary flap slat correction, plan for slower flap and slat, main landing gear, hydraulic inop, alternate gear extension is needed, main gear steering is inop, tires may scrub during turns, slats will extend beyond range when airspeed is below 256, do not exceed 256 until you're tracking the mid-range, and then use flaps 20, VREF 20 for landing. Flaps 20, VREF 20. And then we're not worried about descent, guys. We have a long way to go. Roll rate will be induced in flight. And second. And Air France 499 is leaving 290-4130. Roll weight may be reduced in flight. Speed brake effectiveness may be reduced in flight. Do not use the speed brake lever. It's manual speed brake deployment. Manually expend the speed brakes after landing. For go around, do not exceed the gear extend limit. So, non-normal checklist, hydraulic. So we pretty much did everything here, and then what's curious is why isn't it resetting? Nope. Okay, so I'm just going to check this override. Looks good. All right, so we're not worried here. Puerto Prieto, 80 miles to go. We still got some fuel dumping to go. We're down to 80,000 pounds on the fuel. That's good. We can stop dumping now. Nozzles are off. And speed brake and fuel dumping is complete. So we have the electric demand pumps off, one on, these two off, and we're good to go on that one. We have some other checklists here. Spoilers. We can go up here. Auto speed brake. An automatic speed brake fault occurs. Nope. So check this override. We don't have to worry about that. That's just a kind of a secondary thing. Spoilers. One or more spoilers. Going to do manual deployment. Check this override. And so we got hydraulic pressure, system pressure. Spoilers, no land 3, auto speed brakes and op, and low, and we can clear those. One guy's just flying the airplane, descending on down to 13. All right, so hydraulic quantity low. What do we come up with? We're going to do the ILS do 1-2. We're going to need more time for the alternate flaps, it said. We're going to do alternate gear. Main gear steering is pretty much an op. Alternate gear is...
Air France 499er, contact le Reside approach, frequency 121.3. Have a nice day.
21-3, Air France 490. Have a good day, sir. 1213. 21-3. And raise that Air France 499 is passing 220 for 130.
Air France 499er has approach bonjour. Flight direct, position, reading, and hold as published.
Direct to ridden, hold is published for Air France 499. All right, there we go. And then hold at ridden. Enter it. Come in here. Ridden. Where is ridden? Where art thou ridden? Here it is. 116 inbound right-hand turns. Inbound 116. Inbound right-hand turns. And we're just descending on down. Flight level 190. No big hurry. Ridden 61 miles. I want to be down and slow down. We're going to need a lot of time in holding to get everything configured. Let's go to the checklist here also. I'm going to go over here, checklist, and review alternate gear, since it's been a long time since we did this. Unenunciated checklist. Overweight landing, we don't have to do that. Fuel jettison, we didn't have. There is a fuel jettison checklist that we could have done there, guys. That would have been nice, right? That would have been nice, but I didn't do that. So normal menu, non-normal menu. Doesn't have an alternate gear checklist that I can see. Unenunciated gear lockdown. Airspeed alternate gear. Jam flight overweight landing. That's it. I wonder if hydraulics. If they have hydraulic quantity, auto control center low, if there was anything that said how to do the alternate gear. But the alternate gear normally is just put the handle down, the switch down, it comes down. Because we have no center hydraulics, it takes a long time. It's electric deployment of the flaps. It takes a long time to get the flaps 20. And ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain. I go back to the flight attendant Stingham. Hey, what's a good French name? JP. It's Jeff. You ready to copy some information here? Yep. Well, we're just doing a precautionary landing, heading back to Guadalupe. As you probably can tell, I should have made this announcement to you earlier. We're probably going to be touching down in about 25 minutes. We had just lost the hydraulic fluid on the center gear. Not a big deal, but we will have to return. We'll plan on stopping straight ahead on the runway being towed in. Naturally, there's no ground evac or anything planned, so just make sure everyone stays seated after we touch down. Don't want any silliness happening back there. He says, roger that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Richard. Unfortunately, we had a little problem that warrants us returning to land. St. Martin is not a viable alternate. It's a shorter runway.
Air France 490 descend 5,000 feet, local QNH 1025.
5,000 feet, 1025, Air France 490. 5,000, that's what I asked for. And so I just asked to follow the directions of the flight attendants as we'll be landing here within the next 25 minutes. Thank you. All right, guys, we can slow it on down. We have plenty of time to hold at Ridden. I still will respect my 250 below 10. Saw the traffic here, so. All right, so we alternate flap extension. When we bring the flap handle down, it's just going to come down. The flaps will come down, but come down very slowly as we enter holding and everything. Very slowly. There's alternate flaps. Press that and hit extend. They just come down super slow, so you need plenty of time. This is actually something that we get in the simulator. So the things that we have to worry about, we declare it a pan. We're diverting to Guadalupe for the ILS to runway 12. We had a hydraulic pressure left system C. We're going to need alternate gear extension. We just talked about that. How to do it, handle down, and then press the alternate gear down switch. That comes down very quickly. Alternate flaps. We talked about how to do that. Main gear steering's an ops, so we'll be getting towed. Stop straight ahead. Auto speed brakes an ops, but we can do manual speed brakes after landing. Not a problem. It's going to be a flaps 20 landing. We have to go around. We're not going to retract the gear. And so we just go around with flaps 20. You do so a little slower. Fuel jettison is complete. We're down to way below max landing weight by 15,000 pounds now. Arm switch is armed. Fuel jettison is done. We're going to be holding. When we get our flaps out, let me see if there's a checklist for where really, as you can tell, I'm not worried about anything in terms of being in a rush here. Let's see the checklist. There's fuel jettison. Jam flight controls. Flight controls. I'm just looking for any kind of checklist that will help. We don't have an alternate flap checklist, just something you have to know. Yeah, there's no alternate flap checklist in here. There isn't the real aircraft, but I just told you how to do it. I was trying to think that there should be guidance for you in normal situations, right? And the guidance that we have would tell you for gear, it's going to take longer for the alternate flaps. You're going to go gear handle down, main gear down, it comes down right away. Be careful on go around, you can't get it back up. And down here, for the alternate flaps, it's going to take a long time. You're going to go alternate flap switch on, extend, and they take a long time to come down. Your flap indications are going to come up in two separate ones instead of one on the alternate. You're going to get some flat messages, primary motor failure, secondary failure, things like that, because it's not going to be coming down hydraulically, so it's going to have those hydraulic motors disconnected. All right, and descent check. Let's do some of our normals, then we'll look at the approach. Fuel jettison, checklist override, normal checklist. Recall, this is fun. Hydraulic pressure C, spoilers, no auto land, auto speed brake, hydraulic one, we know about all that. Clear it. All the notes we just talked about. Auto brakes. Yeah, we'll just go 3. Flaps 20. Landing data, approach briefing we'll talk about, normal checklist. And no altimeter yet, 6,000's our altimeter. Going into Guadalupe, we better look at that. Guadalupe, transition altitude is 9, transition level assigned by ATC. Let's go get the ATIS.
This is Guadalupe Airport Information, Quebec. Runway in use 12. Expect ILS Zulu approach. Surface wind 060 degrees at 15 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud few 6,000 feet. Temperature 35. Dew point 18. QNH 1025. Transition level flight level 100. Acknowledge received Guadalupe Airport Information, Quebec on first contact.
Alright, altimeters.
This is Guadalupe.
Altimeters, we'll set those. 1025 is set. Going down to 5,000, 1025 and 1025. 1025. Everyone's altimeter is set. About 10 miles to holding. Let's go down to a holding airspeed. Go down around, what do we got for clean and maneuver? 220. We'll tell them we're going to hold there. We're down below 280. Let's go alternate flaps. Start getting some of those flaps out. Alternate flaps is on. You can see we got the 2 gauges up here. Let's go extend. Move our flap handle to 1.
Yeah, friends, 49er. Are you ready for final turn?
Negative. We need to hold, sir. Air France 499.
Roger, Air France 49er. Hold over reading and report ready for the approach.
We'll call over reading. We'll call ready for the approach. Air France 499. All right, guys. So it's slowly coming down. You guys see that? How slow that is. It is coming down, though. Even though now we got our speed down a little bit, it's saying that we can go to flaps 1. We got flaps 1. We can slow down a little more. It's going to just enter the hold. I'm going to leave it on LNAV and hold. Gear, we're not worried about. That'll come down in a hurry. Altimeters are set, by the way. Here they come. See how slowly they're going? I'm just matching up the handle here because in flaps 20, I gotta look at the speeds. Bring it on down. Flaps 5 is set. We're still coming down. And it's coming down. We're just watching it until it's very slow. And I'm just leaving it to flaps 5 speed for now. Like I said, putting the gear down is not an issue, guys. All right, let's look at the approach now. ILS, you're gonna go ridden and ridden. Max 2, we're not worried about any of that. Ridden, IR 12 Zulu. IR 12 Zulu. 3600 or above. Looks good. Long final, 170 FAF. 170, not a problem. Missed approach. Event of missed approach, Air France 499 would like to go runway heading to 3,000 feet. That's approved. 110.3, when we look at our box, 110.3, 110.3, 116 is in there. Nice. Spoilers, we're going to have to override because we're not going to use that. All right, there's our flaps. So I'm going to go down here, move on over, alternate flaps off, off. We are extended to flaps 20. Looks good. Now to get the gear down is not a big deal. Go alternate gear, gear handle down with my handle at home and put it down. You press and hold this until you get all of them down. Doesn't really want to do that, but it's in transit. You see the little grid there? That means it's in transit. You got half slats, by the way. And Air France 499 entering the hold at Ridden. Flaps motor primary failure. You can override those checklists. Speed brakes armed. You got to override that because we can't arm it, right? Let's go down here. Item override and normal checklist. And that's shut down. We don't have to worry about that. These checklists right here. I'm going to go here, here, primary slat, checklist override. Just want to clear up these guys here, guys. Primary flap, checklist override. Gear door. Checklist override. Primary slap, gear door, everything. So everything that we've got here, that's all we have. Go to status. Flight control system, no auto land, auto speed brake is in op. We know about that. All right, so we've got our altimeter set. We are pretty much ready for approach. Air France 499 is ready for the ILS.
Roger, Air France 499er, descend 3,600 feet and you are cleared, ILS 12.
Send to 3,600 feet, clear the ILS 12, Air France 499. Clear the ILS, guys. Arm the approach. Send it down to 3,600. And ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Richard. We're just on final. We're ready to land here at Guadalupe. We should be touching down in 3 or 4 minutes. We thank you for your patience. Once we're on the ground, we're actually just remain in your seat. It'll take us a little while. We'll have the safety vehicles look us over, taxi us to the gate, and we'll get you underway to your destination as soon as possible. Do apologize for the delay. Flight attendants, prepare for landing, please. All right, so somewhere up here, Captain Marvel should have had this on, right? It's going to get confusing with the APU. They're not going to want to come anywhere near us. I'm going to go ahead and start the I'm going to have Bob start the APU here so that it's running on landing, because I don't want, just in case they come running up to the airplane, I don't want anyone to get hurt. We're going down to 3,600. We got loc arm and glide slope arm. Going to go heading select. And of course I just did a boo-boo there. Legs. And LNAV. And what I did wrong, guys, obviously, is I that's a boy. Nicely done, Captain. There we go. All right, loc arms, glide slopes on. Airspeed low, and it's coming up nicely to the ref speed. That wasn't good. All right, so how we doing? Done better, right? Shutdown checklist to go. We got flaps 20, brakes are armed, spoilers are not armed, going to be manual deployment. We are at our ref speed of 166. That's set. Don't know why the airspeed rolled back, guys. I'm sure there's a reason. I just need to clear these out here. This is fun. Clear the checklist. And here we go. When the glide path comes down, we're in good shape. Let's see where we are on the approach here. Approach, ILS. There we are. Who's better than us? Everyone. So our 3600 will be our missed approach altitude, runway heading 3600. I told him 3000, that's fine. It's all working out well. This is awesome. Great, it's a great profile, JP. He's the FSI panel guy, as you know. All right, we got a low capture, looking for glide slope capture. Look outside. Activate my drone. You guys don't need to see that. See the gear doors down? That's because we don't have hydraulics. Nice shot, PMDG. Flaps 20. We got mid slats. Remember, on the go-around, we would not be able to bring the gear up. So just be go around, keep the flaps at 20, maintain about 180 knots.
Air France 4990, contact tower, 118 to decimal 4, bye-bye.
18-4, thanks for your help, Air France 499. Now guys, there's some question, you know, would you want to declare a Mayday versus a pan-pan? I would if I thought I wasn't getting traffic priority. We're the only aircraft here. What's the difference, and what does it hurt to declare a Mayday? Honestly, it costs you nothing. Right, so some guys are real upset and they're really nervous about declaring a Mayday. I'm really not. Air France 499 is on final for 12 ILS.
Air France 49090, Darwell, bonjour. Wind 070, 18 knots, runway 12, clear to land.
Runway 12, Air France 499. Just be advised, sir, we'll be unable to taxi. We'll be stopping straight ahead on the runway. And he says, Roger. Here comes the glide slope. For the landing, a little higher pitch attitude, a little faster ground speed. We might talk about that. So instead of seeing 700 or 800 feet per minute, you might see close to 9. Real easy to get a sync rate on final because of the high approach speed. When you're doing like a no flap, no slat, you're coming in, you couldn't get anything out, and your approach speed's 210, you'll absolutely get your warnings. Over here, remember, we went to flap override. That's because we're not in a normal flap configuration. That'll prevent the flap nuisance warnings. That runway is not easy to see. That's it way out here. Not easy to see that one. All right, glide slope capture, low capture, flying it on in. Just remind ourselves, special things we talk about with each other. We will have auto brakes, but we will not have auto spoilers, so remind me to get speed brakes. So after touchdown, it will be no speed brakes. Or no spoilers. So we'll have to manually bring those out. If we go around, it's going around Toga. They were already at flaps 20. We're not going to bring the gear up. We're going to go 3,000 feet. They told us runway heading. Come back and try it again.
2,500.
And we'll be towed into the gate, so no sense reviewing taxi procedures. It's a fun profile. Fun profile. Yeah, what happened as we intercepted final there is I had it still in LNAV to intercept, and it was still in the hold, so it started the turn before. It should have gone to capture on localizer. I thought it would capture the localizer before, but what I should have done is direct like I did to get rid of the hold, exit the hold. But I didn't, so I messed it up. All right, so let's do some of this pilot stuff. Let's take off the autopilot and fly it on in. Autopilot's off. Like I said, a little bit higher pitch angle in the flare. Got plenty of runway, 10,000 feet of runway. We didn't do a landing analysis. We're well below our runway limited weight. It's probably about a 6,800 foot roll at the max, maybe 5,000. Flaps 20, a little higher speed. Something we could have done. We could have done a landing analysis, and probably should have. Even if we took another turn and holding, like I said, there's really no hurry. So we've covered fuel dumping and alternate gear extend, alternate flap extend. This profile's loaded. Holding, divert back. Yeah, great profile. Nice job, JP. Runway is in sight. Gonna have a Guadalupe layover. I've never had a Guadalupe layover. We used to do them as a turn out of Kennedy. We're gonna have some fun.
1,000.
Dinner's on me. One thing I also should have done, I should have called back and got the FB, who was in the back on break, if you remember. Right away, when you can think about it, call back and get them back up there to help out, just to communicate with the company and let them know you're diverting. They would have done all that, which is something we really didn't talk about. Because maybe there's a problem with going back in the Guadalupe, right? He would let you know. All right, don't get low. See a little trend there.
400.
Runway in sight, red over white.
300.
Taking over visually. Going a little below the glide slope intentionally.
100.
Oh, we're going to get a beautiful
Glide
land.
slope. Glide slope. 20. 10.
A little bit right of center line, but a nice touchdown. Lower the nose gently to the runway. Spoilers coming out. Don't want to heat the brakes up. We're well below max landing weight, but we're not, we are heavy. So I'm going to let it roll out, coming out 80 out of reverse. Use most of the runway. Try not to let those brakes heat up. Somewhere in here, when I come to a stop, I'm going to stop here so they can turn us off
Air
here.
France 4909er, stop on the runway, assistance on the way to tow the aircraft.
Stopping on the runway, 499, thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your captain. Remain seated, remain seated, remain seated. We're going to have some safety vehicles meet the aircraft, and we'll probably have to be towed to the gate. I do apologize for the delay. All right, guys, so we have the APU running, remember that? So I'm going to go brakes parked, seatbelt sign, we're going to leave on. APU's running. I'm going to chop the throttles because they're going to tow us to the gate. Do not want these guys hurting anyone. I'm going to turn off all the lights. What this tells them is that it's safe to approach the aircraft. Otherwise, they're going to stay back. Taxi lights out, wings lights out, beacons are off. Hydraulic pumps, yeah, what's left of them, right? Fuel pumps are off.
Hi guys, JP, welcome to Le Rez Airport in Guadeloupe. You decided to fly to Guadeloupe, which is a longer segment, but in fact it lets you burn more fuel. and you also have a longer runway, and you also have an ILS approach. So it's a lot of benefit compared to going back to St. Martin, where you have to do an air nav approach with an heavier aircraft and some terrain in front of you. So that's a good decision in my point of view. Well done. I hope you enjoyed this scenario. Please, as always, leave a comment. I would be very pleased to get your comment in the Discord channel. Thank you guys, and see you soon for another scenario.
Oh, that's cool, guys. So they would come out, they'd hook up the tug. I'm not going to touch the flaps for obvious reasons. Let them come out and take a look at it. Gear doors, you can say, are still down. Well, great profile. Didn't make it to Paris. Didn't get our croissant and our espresso. I don't know if the landing is going to be in there just yet. Let me see. Landing report. Yes, we can get our landing grade. Let me see here. Right of center line. Up, unsafe landing because of deviation from center line. Touchdown zone. 873 down. That's very good. Nice landing. Minus 227. I thought it was better than that. Bank of touchdown was perfect. So yeah, it was right of center line. We knew that. Close that out and close this out. Say thank you to JP and say thank you to you. Welcome to Guadalupe, Puerto Pietra. Sorry about not making it to Paris. I owe you guys a croissant. Father Time's out. Have a great day.